Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to 52 Weeks to Success CA Power Half Hour. I'm Dr. Cheryl Langley, and today we're talking about who wants to be $1 million CA. Who doesn't want to be $1 million CA, right? I don't know if you all remember that show. There was a TV show that was out a while back that said, "Who wants to be a millionaire?" And people would go on the show and they would have to answer certain questions, and they would get to the finalist round, et cetera, et cetera. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about with you all today is that we have the capacity and the availability to create our own future, whether it is our own personal future, our financial future. You can create that yourself. You can be $1 million CA. What does that take to be $1 million CA? Well, you got to remember a couple of things. See, your measure of success is defined by the results that you produce, right? The more engaged and committed and participatory you are and committed you are, in developing yourself and your skills, the greater your competency is going to be, right? And the greater your competency is, the greater your results are going to be. The greater your results are, the more you produce. The more you produce, the more valuable you become as an asset to your practice. The more valuable you become as an asset to your practice, the stronger your leadership becomes. The stronger your leadership becomes, the stronger and the greater your compensation becomes. So you are building yourself with these classes, with these benchmarks, with this training. As much as you put into it, that's what you can start to develop yourself into, those leadership skills that will take that practice to the next level and also take yourself to that next level. Okay, so while we're doing this, and that's the one thing I see that a lot of times, we show up to the training or we'll show up in the practice and we do our job and we're competent and we're effective, but there's something missing. And that something missing is that passion, that drive to become better at what we do, become experts at what we do, whether it is speaking on the telephone, scheduling appointments, collecting money, or being with patients and giving exceptional service. Wanting to be the best is what's going to create you as an asset to your doctor and to your practice. And so sometimes, things can get in the way. And so for the purpose of this this webinar, I want to talk about some things that we have a choice in. And one of the biggest things we have a choice in is how we use our time and how we use our energy. Okay, I want to talk about what enhances your energy and what drains your energy, because those are the things that are going to get in the way of you moving forward in your competency, in your confidence, in your leadership skills, and creating yourself as $1 million CA, right? All right, so let's look at some of these energy drainers first. Okay, when I talk about energy drainers, I mean things that just suck your energy out of you. Okay. One of the biggest things I see that will drain your energy is bringing your personal problems into the practice, into your office. We have a rule, and you've heard us, myself and Dr. Franks, speak about it several times, is that when you come in, you leave your problems on the doorstep, okay? Because they don't belong in the office, and they don't belong in your head in the office, because that distracts you. When things distract you, they drain your energy, and you can't be present for patients in the office. You can't be in PTC, present time consciousness. We kind of joke about it and saying, they'll still be there at the end of the day. If you want to go out there on the doorstep as you're walking out the door, your problems will still be there. But when you leave them outside and you are in present time consciousness, full of gratitude and service for others, they're probably not going to be there when you leave. It's going to vanish just like magic, right? So bringing personal problems into the office, that's an energy drainer, okay? Another energy drainer is office drama with other coworkers. You know, we work in offices where we have to work with other people, and it's so important that you have a team mentality, that we're all working with each other, okay, with each other for the common goal. And if you have issues with another member of the team, it's important that you work that out with that member of the team first. Before you go to the doctor and say whatever it is that is happening, try to work it out first. You know, we're all adults. We're all adults, and we are all working toward the same goal, which is to see more people, to help more people with chiropractic care live healthier lives, right? That's our mission, and that's our goal. And now a lot of other things go on in there, and especially in smaller offices where we're kind of in tight confines in the practice, you've got to be able to speak courteously with your other coworkers. Let them know what it is that you need. You know, a lot of times these things will come up where drama will come up with, well, they're not doing their job and that's affecting me. There's a really great exercise, and I'll spend a webinar talking about it in the future, and it's called an Office 360, where you will sit around and talk to each other about, this is what I need from you in order to do my job. And the next one, this is what I need from you in order to do my job. And this way, everybody is on the same page, and there's not finger pointing or blame or anything like that. You know, that creates a lot of frustration and sometimes bad feelings. So we don't want to have office drama in the practice. That's a drainer. Big drainer. And you'll also start noticing that if some of these things are happening where you're bringing your personal problems in, or there's office drama in the practice, if your phone starts ringing with cancellations, you know where that's coming from, because that is negative energy. Negative energy, right? Remember when we talked about, a couple weeks ago, we talked about how the CA is in charge of the energy from the adjusting rooms forward, and the doctor's in charge of the energy from the adjusting rooms back, right? Where the people are, where the patients are getting adjusted. You are responsible for that energy to stay at that high vibration level. We don't want to bring it down into the dumps. We don't want to have any negativity. We don't want to have arguments out at the front, things like that. And so when these come in, when these personal problems come in, or office drama between coworkers comes into the practice, that's a negative energy. And patients feel that. I guarantee you they feel it, even if they don't say anything. Okay, so that's another energy sucker, energy drainer, right? What's another energy drainer? Personal phone calls. You know, we have rules in our practice. Now, if those of you that have children, we understand that. And if you need to get to your children, absolutely. But when you're in the office, your focus is on the patient, the patients that are in the practice. Remember, present time consciousness. So turn your phones off or turn them on silent. You should not be on your cell phones while you're in the practice. Okay? Another one, piles of work, energy drainer. If you walk into your front desk area or your back office area, wherever your place is in the practice, and there are piles of folders or piles of work or a messy desk, that is an energy drainer. You know, there's a saying that says a messy dress or let me get this out straight. A cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. Okay. And there's a lot of truth to that, because if you've got stuff all over the place, now you may be the kind of person that says, hey, I know exactly what's in every one of these piles, right? But that is a weight on your mind, because it means work has to get done in all these areas. So get organized, get folders, put things in their proper place so that they're organized. Make yourself a schedule of, today I'm going to work, you know, on this. Before we get there, let me just say this. One of the biggest energy drainers that you will find is doing prep work during prime time. Okay, prep work is what you do to grow your practice when you're not in it. In the case of chiropractic assistants, it's the insurance, it's the paperwork, it's the documentation, it's the calling the attorneys, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff, right? That needs to be done during a prep time. whether it's a day when you're not seeing patients, whether it's a couple of hours when you don't have patients coming into the office, because when there are patients there, they get 100% of your focus. 100% of your focus is with that patient or those patients when they come into that practice, okay, into your practice. So letting prep work come into your prime time day, huge energy drainer. I'll tell you why. One, the patients aren't going to feel it. You're going to feel frustrated because pretty soon you're going to think the patients are an interference to whatever paperwork you're trying to get done. And I can tell you, your patients are not an interruption to your work. They are the very reason that you have work. They are the very reason that you are there. That's your number one service. That's your number one focus, is on those patients. So if you don't have a day or a time, at least a couple of hours when you have dedicated to solely prep work, you need to create that. You need to create that because you're getting that energy into the practice. And I guarantee you, sooner or later, patients are going to come in and you're going to be like, oh, I'm not done. Phone's going to ring. Oh, I'm not done. Now, I'm a new patient calling. Do I want that attitude on the other end of the line? Absolutely not. Intention is everything. Focus is everything. Okay? So leave your get your prep work done during a prep day or a prep couple of hours. Okay? And that way, some of that prep work is getting those piles organized and categorized. And when you do that, just kind of categorize them. What is immediate? What can wait? And what is back burner? And that way you get a much better handle on how to manage your work, how to manage your paperwork and things like that. Okay. Another energy drainer is low volume in a practice, not seeing a whole lot of patients. That will suck the life out of you. When the practice is slow, I can guarantee you and your doctor are probably more tired at the end of the day. People used to ask me, they ask Dr. Franks all the time, how do you see so many patients? Aren't you exhausted at the end of the day? Actually, no, because all of our energy is recycled and funneled by staying busy and staying in focus and service and staying in present time consciousness, PTC, and serving patients and gratitude all day long. And so at the end of the day, we are energized. We are not tired. What tires us out and what will tire you out is getting up, going to adjust one patient, going back to the office, sit down. 10 minutes later, get up because you have to ramp up your energy every time you get up to go see another patient. Whereas when you're seeing patient after patient after patient after patient, that energy stays high and it feeds us and it feeds you too. And so that's why, low volume. So, the more you work on yourself and your leadership skills and your professionalism and keeping things where they need to be in your energy, keeping the bad stuff out and the good stuff into the practice, you'll start to see that volume grow. We've talked about it on several benchmarks about how to increase the volume of the practice, how to help your doctor build the practice. And so this is important stuff for you to really manage your energy. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the more people you see, I guarantee you, the more energy you're going to have. All right. Now let's talk about the other side. Okay. And by the way, while we're doing this, I hope you're taking notes and making a list. Okay. On one side, energy drainers. On the other side, energy enhancers. And add whatever else sucks your energy in the office to that list because you're going to want to address that. All right. Now let's look at the other side. Let's go to the energy enhancer side. Energy enhancers are busy adjusting times. Don't you love it when the practice is full and buzzing and the patients are talking to each other out in the reception area? They're talking to each other back in the adjusting area and they're sharing their success stories. They're talking about their kids. Their kids are coming in and getting adjusted. Don't you love that? I love what we do. How can you not love that, right? The phone's ringing, kids are running around, you're hopping in, doing stuff. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling that you are helping a lot of people because those people are leaving and they're better. Their bodies are working better because their nerve system is functioning better. And you had a part of that. It's a great feeling. Okay, another energy enhancer, no piles. We already talked about that, right? No piles on the desk, a clean desk, organized desk. So, things get messy during the day. Yeah, I mean, stuff is flying, you're busy, you're doing stuff, and you got post-it notes stuck around and things like that, right? But at the end of the day, clean up your workspace. Be appreciative of the beautiful office you have. Walk through the practice and make sure that the rooms are clean, that there's no stuff on the floor, that the headrest paper is full, that there's signage on the walls that talk about the next event you have going on, things like that. Make sure the mirrors in the rooms are clean with no fingerprints, that the glass on the doors, no fingerprints, things like that. Take pride in your workspace because patients notice everything, everything, everything. And they don't want to come into a cluttered office, a messy office, or a disorganized office because that's a reflection on you and your doctor. Okay? Coming in early, that's a huge energy enhancer. If you're showing up right at the time when you're supposed to, start seeing patients or even 10 minutes before, not enough. Not enough. Come in early. Because first of all, especially if you're driving a little ways to get there, you've got to get yourself together once you get in the office. I like to come in early and know that I have time to kind of get myself centered for the day and clear out all the distractions and look at my day. And I do a little gratitude prayer that I'm happy to be here. I'm here to serve. I'm ready. Send me everyone who needs me today. And I get myself right before I start seeing patients. Okay. So that's a great thing for you to do as a CA as well, is to come in early and do some gratitude, thankfulness for what is in the universe, for the people that are coming to you, for your position at the practice, for your family. Be in gratitude, because when you are in gratitude, I guarantee you the phone's going to start ringing. People are going to come out of the woodwork. People you haven't seen in years are going to start showing up because you're getting right with the universe. Okay? All right. Making healthy choices with your food. Okay? Energy drainers, eating pasta at lunch. You might as well take a nosedive in the afternoon. That's just me personally. If you can eat pasta, don't listen to me. But heavy starchy foods or fast food, you don't want to be putting that into your body. We're teaching our patients about healthy living, right? So you want to be an example. And I can tell you, one of my reasons why I don't eat heavy carb lunches is because by 4 o'clock, I'll be wanting to take a nap. And I don't want to bring that into the practice. So make healthy choices for yourself, just like you're making for you, you're recommending to your patients to get the bad stuff out of your diet and put the good stuff in. And that will give you so much energy. You'll feel so much better in the day. You'll wake up feeling awake and not take you 2 hours to get through your 10 cups of coffee to get to the office. You know what I mean? Start practicing what we preach, which is healthy living. Okay. The other is exercise. You need to take care of yourself, right? Your doctor goes out and exercises, hopefully, to stay in shape. What we do is very physical, right? But we also do it because we want to live healthy and long lives and active lives. We want to stay active for a lot of our life. We teach our patients that as we grow older, we want to be enjoying the things that we've built, that we've shared with our family and our friends. And, you need to be taking care of yourself. Exercise, exercise, exercise. So, for a lot of us, we exercise before we go into the practice in the morning because, distractions happen. I'm a mom, and I know how that happens is that, there's always something else to do to take care of your day. And, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Well, if you don't do it, to me, first thing in the morning, it doesn't happen. Now, whatever you choose to do, whether it's during your lunch break when you're closed for lunch, whether it's after hours, whether it's early in the morning, if you've got kids and stuff like that, get up early. Get up 30 minutes earlier and do some exercise. You don't even have to belong to a gym. Go downstairs and do some push-ups and sit-ups and things to get your blood flowing and get your energy going. because you're about to go serve a lot of people, and they want to see that you are healthy and active, just like they're trying to be. Okay? Another energy enhancer is making a difference in people's lives. That makes my energy go through the roof. When one of my patients comes in and tells me how much better they're doing, or they tell me how nice my staff was to them, my energy goes skyrocketing. That's what I love, because that's what we do. We make a difference in people's lives, and that feeds my soul. That's why I do what I do. And I know that's why you do what you do too, because you're such a huge part of that. When you see patients every day and we become part of their lives. We become part of their families. And so, when you take care of everybody in the family, like we do, mom, dad, kids, aunts, uncles, we have extended families, 5-generation families. We know what's going on in their lives, and we care about that. And they care about us too. So, when I hear that, that's a huge energy enhancer, and it is for you too. Giving praise, that's another energy enhancer. Say something nice, not just to the patients, but how about to your other coworkers? Say something nice. Say thank you. Say thank you for helping me with that project. Talk to the patients and say, I'm so glad you're doing better. You look great today. Wow, you're walking better. Oh, I'm so happy to hear. Congratulations on your daughter getting married. Things like that. People like to be acknowledged. I remember one time I sent a sympathy card to one of my patients. Her dad had passed away. She was an adult. Her dad was in his 80s. And I sent her a sympathy card. She came in tears. She said I was the only one who sent her a card who cared enough to send something, a card. Now, not only did I feel really bad for her, but it made her feel good that somebody actually remembered and cared. Little things, a thank you note. Thank you so much for the cookies you brought in to us. They were delicious and they didn't last 5 minutes, because we all have patients who bring us stuff all the time, right? We love that. We love that because they love us. And that's giving praise and thankfulness and being in gratitude for all that we have and the wonderfulness of working in a healthcare practice that is all about life. It's all about life. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have on here? Positive communication. Be positive with your other coworkers. Working together as a team. Right? We talked about a lot of this stuff already, but working together as a team is really important. So if you have personal issues with some of your team members, please talk about it outside of the office. Try to clear it up. Try to clear the air. Sometimes just a conversation will clear the air, and that's all you need, right? But that I can tell you that it becomes toxic. If you don't handle it, it becomes toxic, and you don't want that in the practice. So like I started out saying, we get to choose. We get to choose where we put our time and where we put our energy. And all of that comes back to how successful do you want to be? Who wants to be a $1,000,000 CA? I can tell you that they are in dire necessity in every office, and every doctor wants a $1,000,000 CA. And when you start to bring your level of competence up and take on more stuff and be more involved in the practice and bring that energy to the practice, your doctor's going to notice and your compensation is going to change too. Okay, so that's your CA Power half hour for today. I love and appreciate you all. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.